Hey, what's up people? This is Insidious. This is going to be the first of many videos. The aim is to make a series of short and easy to understand videos to help players learn how to best play Monster Castle. So, I think Monster Castle is a great game, but a problem I have with it is that when you start the game, you're given quite a basic tutorial. And then once you finish this, you're basically left on your own to work it out. Now, this is fine for some people, but for some players, I've seen some players that have been playing for months and months, they still haven't grasped even some of the most basic game concepts. So that's hopefully where these videos come in. So if you're completely new to the game or just interested in what is Monster Castle? You basically own this cool castle packed with buildings, and you attack other people's castles. So it's a bit like a tower defense game, and it's filled with real people who you play in a kind of massive multiplayer online game. Now you can upgrade these buildings using either your wineries or your gold mines, which produce a lot of wine and gold, or alternatively, you can plunder other players, which is basically a civilized way of saying stealing their resources. Now, this is probably the most common thing that you're going to do during the game, as it involves fighting the other player's castle. So I'm just going to show a quick example of that. If you click Map in the bottom right hand corner, and then click Search again in the bottom right hand corner, Monster Castle is going to take you to another person's castle. Now this guy is level 51, his stats are in the top left corner. That's a bit of a no-go for me, as I'm level 39. I've been playing for about 3 months now. Yeah, this one's not too good either. So you just keep cycling through till you find a castle that you think's worth attacking. Yeah, this is quite decent, so I'm gonna lay down a few troops. That sprung the trap, so that's good. Now send in the heroes. Basically, orcs are quite quick and cheap, so it's fine to use them to spring the booby traps, and then you can use your heroes afterwards. The better way is to use gnolls, but we can go into that in a later video. Now, again, this is quite a low level castle, so don't expect to see fireworks, but you can see that as I destroy some of his resource buildings, my resources in the top right hand corner go up, and his in the top left corner go down. So this match is just coming to an end, and when you decide to join an alliance, you'll be doing fights in much the same way as I've just shown you, but this won't be for resources, it will be for tourney points, and this is something which I will explain in a later video. Now, I think a really important tip which I'd like to provide in this introduction video is workers' quarters. This is a workers' quarter, and when you start the game, you're given 2 workers' quarters. Now, I cannot emphasize how important they are, because each workers' quarter provides you with a worker. You can see this little guy hammering away to try and build the treasury. Now, obviously, if you have more workers' quarters, you're going to have more workers, which means you're able to upgrade more buildings simultaneously. You're able to have 5 workers' quarters maximum, and to get the 3rd, the 4th, and the 5th, you need to buy them with crystals. Crystals are shown in the top right hand corner. You can see I've got just over 1,000, which is quite decent. And as a new player, it's going to be really easy for you to get crystals. If you click this bar at the top, you can see where the witch is kind of shaking her head. And then you click on the achievements tab, you're going to see a series of tasks and how many crystals you get for achieving them. Now, the initial tasks as a new player are really easy. So you're going to be hoarding in these crystals. Now, many players decide to spend these crystals on finishing an upgrade early. This is my Mojo chamber, and it says it's going to take 3 days and 6 hours to finish, or at the bottom 660 crystals to finish instantly. Now, I'm not going to spend those crystals because I'd much rather spend them on an attempt at the hero portal, and that's something I'll explain in a later video. But if you do decide to do that, then you've just spent all your crystals on finishing one upgrade early rather than buying a workers quarter. So yeah, you might increase a level or two quite quickly, hip hip hooray, but in the long term, the person that invested in more workers quarters is going to obviously grow much faster than the person that decided to finish a few upgrades early, particularly if you consider that this game spans for months and months, or even years if you want to become quite a hardcore player. So that's kind of the general introduction covered for this video. In the next video, I'm going to explain what the purpose of each building is and how to get this dragon, because as a new player you're probably just going to see an egg, and I know many players are confused on how to hatch it and then how to grow it because it basically looks like a little pup, probably just able to squat a fly, and that's about it. And then how to grow your little plant, because this is one that I've been growing and it's a bit of a beast now, the magic beanstalk. Check out that power of tower. And then I'm going to explain which buildings are the best to upgrade initially, because there's a few which just aren't really that important, especially when you consider how long upgrades take. And lastly, what's a good basic initial layout for your castle. So if you enjoyed this video, you found it useful, and you want to be the first to hear when the next video is available, please subscribe below. You can also add me on Facebook if you search for Insidious Warcry, or you can request to join the Warcry Facebook group. Warcry is basically the alliance I belong to, and also the links to these two pages are shown below. If you could, I'd really appreciate it if you could just send a little message saying you either watched a YouTube video or you're interested in joining the alliance or just need some more tips, because I get a lot of requests. I'm not really sure why, but I think it might be the name Insidious. If you have a Facebook name called Insidious, people just seem to want to add you on Facebook, and these are some pretty strange looking characters. So yeah, just a basic message would really be appreciated. Okay, thank you for watching this video, and I wish you a good day. Peace out.